Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I'm doing a book review on The Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. Normally I would include this in one of my mini book reviews, but this book was just so good that I had to do a separate review for it. Let's get started. First of all, the cover. This book was pretty much a cover buy. I'd heard Reagan over at Peruse Project talk about it maybe a month or so before it came out and saw the cover, thought it looked beautiful. So I went and looked it up, it sounded really interesting, and I pre-ordered it. It got here and I devoured it. One sitting, I think it was maybe 4 hours, gone. Loved it. This book is about a young girl, Zelly, who is a mage. Basically what that means is that she has magic, or she would have magic if the king hadn't, several years ago, come through the land and destroyed anything and everybody that had to do with magic. So nobody can use magic anymore because it's gone. He's eliminated it from the land. That also meant killing off her mother, which is really a rather unfortunate thing. So throughout the course of this book, she hates the king, fair enough, and she decides that she's going to bring magic back through a series of events. Cue the book. Like I said, amazing. The plot is incredibly well paced, the characters I thought were pretty well developed, and there are some highly emotional moments in this book, which I'll get to in a minute. But start with the, I guess, problems I had with the book. One, I would have liked a pronunciation guide somewhere in the book, and there isn't one I looked, because there's a lot of accents on their names, and without a pronunciation guide, it's a little bit hard to know how to say their names. But I'm gonna do my best. So that's one thing. I would have liked some sort of pronunciation guide, although there was a guide to each of the groups of magi. There are reapers who can control the dead, there's people who can control water, fire, etc. So that was nice, but like I said, pronunciation guide for the names would have been great. The other problem, which is more of a problem than the pronunciation guide or lack thereof, is that it felt very, very YA tropey in the sense that everybody had to be paired up with somebody else. There are, I guess, 4 main characters really, and each of them had to be paired up with somebody in a romantic way. I'm fine with Zelly's romance because I liked that one, but the other one just felt kind of, ooh, there's 2 people of the opposite sex, let's put them together for the sake of a romance. And I could have easily lived without that. Easily. And it didn't do anything for the book. At all. So that's the other big problem I had with this book. However, it is incredibly well written. The descriptions are unbelievably evocative and vibrant. You just have these vivid words creating colorful images in your head. It's like you're actually there. She does a phenomenal job of describing the world without being overly specific or overly nitpicky about it. One thing I did like was the mention of jollof rice in this. I just went to a wedding where the groom had Ghanaian heritage, and so they had jollof rice for the reception. It was really good. My first time having goat, and it's just really fun for me to be able to read a book and go, hey, I've had that. So that was just a fun little tidbit for me. But also just the descriptions, like I said, amazing, amazing, amazing. Did love the depiction of essentially racism in this book and how people who are different are treated, whether they're a minority or not. The people with the power really do not treat those without it well, and I thought that was particularly well done in this book in the context of a fantasy that can be applied to real life. Now, we're gonna get into the spoilery bit, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, this would be the point where you stop watching, but if you don't mind spoilers, or if you've already read it and want to know what I think about some of the more difficult topics, I guess, then feel free to keep watching. This one is the torture of Zelly when she gets kidnapped by the king. First of all, it reminded me very much so of Bellatrix's torturing Hermione, which I think is in the book, but I haven't read the books for several years, so I'm remembering the movie rather than the book right now. But either way, That's what it reminds me of. That was a little bit hard to read, but really well done, because it just really makes you feel enraged at the king. That guy is a sadistic SOB. So there's that. The other thing is, but this one really excites me because it sets up really well for the second one. Zélie and Inan as the romantic coupling, I like them. The princess and Zélie's brother, like I said, that one feels a little bit forced. But through it, Zélie says she's the future queen, and the princess says she's the future queen, which doesn't make sense because Inan is supposed to be the future king. So if he marries Zélie, which, I mean, unless something goes horribly wrong, I can kind of see that happening, Zélie will be the queen. I'm really concerned that Adeyemi means to pit the princess and Zélie against them. And I'm so scared because I want their friendship to survive, but if they're both going to be queens, then I'm not at all sure that it can. So there's that, first of all. Also, how in the world did magic come into all of them? Because now the princess and Inan have white streaks in their hair, which means they're going to be magic as well. And I don't know how she's going to deal with that. I don't know where she's going to take it. I'm so excited to find out, though. Also, I really want to see more of a build-up of the magical world. We saw the temple in this, where Zélie got her connection to the magic so that she can bring it back. But I really want to see more descriptions of the temples, and I want to see just the difference of it. That is all I have to say about Children of Blood and Bone, or at least without going through the book page by page and telling you about it, which nobody wants. So I'm gonna stop there. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up down below. If you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button down below. As always, I'll leave my Goodreads linked in the down bar in case you want to check out what I'm reading. But until my next video, bye!